All right, Oval and Ruthless fans. Now, I briefly, and I mean briefly, touched upon this. If you watched the video I did about, Ruth finding out about Denise dying or being killed, that video itself was just a jumbled mess, but a jumbled mess of great ideas and concepts that I never really even thought of. But before going further in this video, please take a moment to hit the like button, hit subscribe, click the bell notification icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post content on the channel, and follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. Now, this title might seem a bit weird because today is the return of the Oval for season 2. And a little less than a month from now, we're going to have the beginning of season 2 for Ruthless coming coming to BET Plus on March 11th. But I think that in terms of real world activity, I mean, Tyler did say the Oval is not about politics. It's about the inner workings of the lives of those who work in the White House and what's, their life is like outside of the White House. But in regard to the events of January 2021 with the siege on the Capitol and whatnot, and based off what we know about the Rakadushis and everything, I think it's safe to say that, Denise could actually be the tying factor. The bridge between both shows. Obviously, it's like, well, Jeremy, technically that character is Ruth because it's Ruthless, which is the spinoff of the Oval, yada, yada, yada. But go back to the Denise and Ruth video and you'll see that we know the Rakadushi anti-white, anti-government, anti-establishment. Ruth may actually marry the highest. We don't know for sure, but we do know, well, we don't actually know, but here's what I think might happen. We know that Barry found out about Denise being murdered while he was in jail, and then he's bringing Ruth to jail, and some of the police in there are actually Rakadushi, pro-Rakadushi, whatever, what have you. I wonder if Ruth finds out about her sister's murder. Now, if we go back to the siege on the Capitol, look, I'm like Tyler here. I'm trying not to speak politics, but, there was a lot of shady goings on about that in regards to some security on camera opening gates and allowing people to go through who are clearly there to start a riot. And then they break into the Capitol, Nancy Pelosi's room, all that kind of stuff, office and all this stuff. That's just the kind of crazy shit I could see happening on the Oval. But imagine it's going to be the Rakadushis versus the current administration. Now, it just seems right. I know this sounds weird to say, but based on Tyler Perry writing the stunts he pulls, this could be like the perfect way to close the book on the Oval. I mean, excuse me, not the Oval. I'm sorry. On Ruthless. I mean, I don't know how long that show's going to run, but I just think that an event that size, well, okay, it is going to be kind of weird though, because obviously with Camp Quarantine, that's what they call the Tyler Perry studio bubble when they're filming. Look, they'll find a way to make it work, but I just feel like it's been stated in theory videos I've done before and other posts. For all we know, there could be Rakadushi members in the freaking White House as staff. Because when you think of it from the perspective of an organization like the Rakadushi, you have claimed, vengeance or disdain for a certain particular group or establishment. And then we know they aren't afraid of sending agents out there like Melinda is in the sheriff's station and whatnot. It's good to have people on the inside. That way you're knowing like what their next move is going to be. Okay, like I hate this police station that's in town. I need somebody from our organization on the inside to, keep an eye on things, to let us know if there's any kind of operation to bring us down. I would not be surprised if there are at least a few Rakadushi members within the White House. It just makes sense. Now, you could argue that, what about the whole Denise thing? How does that make sense? I mean, when you're part of the Rakadushi, the highest and the Rock, who are your family, not the outside world. Fair enough. But then again, with Ruth being the potential wife and Tyler Perry, look, he could do whatever he wants. I feel like it'll be great. And not to mention the highest paranoia. There are a lot of things. Okay, so we know Lilo is allegedly dead, so the cartel is eventually going to show up. So I think the highest might actually go off the deep end. So I think it could happen where We can have like an Avengers. No, I don't think Avengers Endgame is the best comparison. I think go back to Captain America, the Winter Soldier, which is one of my top 5. I don't think many people wouldn't say it's in their top 5 MCU films. You know, in that film, and I'm not even going to say spoiler alert, didn't that movie come out in like 2014? Yeah, you had plenty of time to watch it. Basically, it became a showdown between the loyal agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and those from Hydra, because within S.H.I.E.L.D. there were Hydra agents. So basically, the person you sit next to at your desk, your buddies with, they could actually be Hydra and you never even knew it. I feel like the same thing could be true about the White House staff. Some of these MFers could be indeed Rakadushi members. You never know, because it just doesn't seem like it's not an impossibility, considering the police are afraid of the Rakadushi. Rakadushi stations, if you will, you know, or facades or fronts, whatever word you want to use. Didn't Tally tell Sharon like one of the stores in the strip mall where the pharmacy is, where her and Kareem work at, is actually a front for the Rakadushi? It only makes sense. It only makes sense that there are Rakadushi members in the White House. Now, how would this siege begin? How would it start? I don't give a damn. Again, if Diane makes that phone call and brings down the current administration, Hunter and everything, it's already falling apart. Just like when Captain America got on the intercom to announce that Alexander Pierce was Hydra. He was the one that had Nick Fury shot, and then, you know, everything fell apart. I just feel like Diane could just be the catalyst of it, and then everything would fall apart from there, and the Rakadushi would storm the White House. If it isn't fully on the Rakadushi themselves, it could be just people in the area who don't like Hunter or Victoria. It's written there. I mean, even though it was hidden from the First Lady, it was stated by Hunter and whatnot that there is a quote unquote this % of people who don't like the current administration. They hate that, you know, black women's with a white man in the White House and all this other stuff. I feel like the Tyler Perry could take this video and just run with it. Like, I know this video isn't as well thought out as most of my other content, but this was an idea that just popped out of nowhere, and it would be just a great way to have everything come together. But we see Hunter and the highest standoff. Could we see River fighting Jason? That would be pretty cool. Could they look alike? I mean, Jason would probably just look, not to sound cruel, but if there are some female Rakadushi members storming the White House, I think Jason would probably grab one and do to them what they did to Jean, because, well, he's that kind of guy. I could see Kyle. I mean, honestly, that would be kind of interesting when you have hidden Rakadushi members versus those loyal to the White House. And when I say those loyal to the White House, I mean those loyal to the 5 families. And what about this cartel that Lilo was the middleman for? I mean, Lilo in this cartel, cartel, I feel like could be just like, I don't think the cartel is one of the 5 families, but at the same time, the cartel could be in league with one of those families. I might have to do a part 2 that's more thought out, because there's just so much we don't know. But let me just see. What do you think? Do you think that will... I mean, remember, I did that post because some people like, that sword, that was a gift that the highest took out that he said he would cut off Ruth's head with. What if that was the same sword that chopped off Denise's head? It wasn't. The hilt was different. But imagine a sword fight. Epic as hell. So, I don't know. I think it could happen. I mean, the highest going after Hunter, because remember, he's anti-establishment and he's off the deep end. Who would Kyle fight? I don't know. All right, guys. Look, I'm sorry this video is all over the place, but a siege on the White House, that would just be epic. I don't know. It would just be like an epic finale for one of these shows. But let me know your thoughts. I think it would be phenomenal for it to actually go down. Yeah, let's keep it going in the comments. Like I said, if this video does well, I'll probably do like a part 2 that's more thought out. I think what's really holding me back is I'm hoping that tonight we'll get that this season on the Oval. We'll do like this like season overview trailer, and it will show us a bunch of scenes, and based off those scenes, I could probably come up with more solid ideas. But with that being said, thanks so much for tuning in, and you know the drill, like and subscribe. And if you want to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal, Cash App, or join Patreon for as little as $1 a month.